What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the stream, and today we get to witness the debut of our top prospect, the 6'5" lefty Thomas White. He's finally ready for the bigs at only 21 years of age, sporting a 95-mile-per-hour fastball and a solid trio of secondary offerings. He's got all the makings of a future ace, especially with some elite stamina, so I'm really excited to see what he can do in his first cup of coffee in the show. We'll be at home in this one to take on the visiting San Diego Padres. This will be a tough first test for the rookie, as the Padres come in with a fantastic 65-46 record, one of the top lineups in the National League. Taking a look at White's stats in AAA this year, he's looked extremely polished with over a strikeout per inning and a clean 3.18 ERA. He'll get this one started facing the shortstop Xander Bogaerts. White would get him into a 1-2 count, and with Bogaerts in protect mode, he'll chop this one to our new second baseman Bazana for out number 1. Soft out hitting Jose Iglesias is next, and White wastes no time getting his first career strikeout as he blows the high fastball right by him for out number 2. Save that baseball, young fella. Could be worth something someday. Looking for the 3-up and 3-down inning, White goes after Jackson Merrill with his sweeper, but this catches just a little too much of the plate, and the Padres will have themselves a 2-out base runner. Machado will try to keep the 2-out rally rolling, but a really solid location on this fastball will get the job done from White. Manny puts a decent charge into it, but Cedric Mullins slaps the glove closed, and White is through his first inning of work unscathed. Nothing new in the bottom half for our offense, and things don't get any easier for our rookie as Tatis Jr. steps to the dish. However, our guy has no fear, and he is gassed up, pumping this one in at 97 miles per hour to get the easy roll over to short for the out. Another lefty-on-lefty matchup against Conforto works in White's favor for the next at-bat. This will be another quick out on a fastball up in the zone, and he's now looking to go scoreless through his first 2 innings. Eggy Rosario is going to have something to say about that, though, as he'll smoke this curveball right back up the chute, nailing White, and he'll end up safe at first. White would be okay, though, and stay in the game. Yet another lefty in this Padres lineup is really working in White's favor. He'll drop a nice sweeper off the outside edge, and that makes for an easy force out at second base, and yet another scoreless inning for our youngster. An RBI double by Nelson Velasquez gives us the lead, and White gets yet another lefty to face in Brett Sullivan. This one, however, will jump all over a sweeper that just didn't get down enough, and that baseball is gone. Absolutely the last guy I would have predicted to go Yahtzee on us today, but a real nice piece of hitting by the Padres backstop ties this game at 1 apiece. White looking for the bounce back hitter, but the top of lineup is back at the plate. Bogaerts helps him out by chasing this changeup, and what a diving stop by Bazana! He'll pop to his feet and make the throw to first to get the out. Whew! What a play by our deadline acquisition, flashing the leather. Now it'll be Iglesias again. White is going to leave this curveball a little bit too elevated, and Iglesias slaps it into right for the 1-out base runner. The always tough Jackson Merrill steps to the plate next. He's going to work a 2-1 count, and yet another curveball, just slightly mistargeted, gets redirected to center field for the base knock. White is seemingly just missing on some of these pitches, and the Padres are taking advantage and just finding the holes on the diamond. This is where things start to get dicey. Manny Machado steps to the plate with 2 runners on and only 1 out. Really need our youngster to step up and make some tough pitches here. And that will be a good start as Machado turns and burns on that fastball, but it's not hit particularly hard, and that'll be out number 2. 1 more out to go, and this ain't going to help. That curveball is spiked in the dirt, and even though Ramirez does a good job to stab it, both runners are still going to move up 90 feet. Now the 21-year-old has to face Nando in a high-pressure situation. Can he rise to the challenge? Yes, he can! Big fastball at the top of the zone, and Tatis goes down swinging. What a huge strikeout for the kid in a big moment. Well done, sir! No production from the offense again, so we stay tied heading into the 4th. Michael Conforto will lead off by slapping this slightly misplaced curveball into center for a single. Gee, where have I heard that before? Eggy Rosario is up next, and he'll be first pitch swinging again. This ball is smacked into the right center gap, and nobody's getting to that one. Conforto will score easily from first, and Rosario finishes at second base with a stand-up double, 2-1 Friars. Good bounce back hitter from White here, though, as he'll get Wade chasing a sweeper way off the plate for his third strikeout of the night. He would get the next hitter in Sullivan as well, setting up a 2-out battle at the top of the lineup again in Bogaerts. He's going to fall behind 3-1, and that's not ideal to have happen against good hitters, and this is exactly why. A poorly located fastball up in the zone is just asking for trouble, and trouble he got. Big fly for Xander Bogaerts, and San Diego lead extends the lead to 4-1. Just trying to get back to the dugout somehow, someway, White drops this beauty of a changeup to get Iglesias swinging for the second time tonight. But the damage has already been done, as we're going to need some offense to step it up here to give us any kind of shot in this one. Well, no help per usual. Guess I shouldn't be too surprised, though. Things stay dicey as the fifth as Jackson Merrill leads off. Not a bad pitch from White, but a great piece of hitting to stay with it off the outside edge, and it's going to be another single back up the middle. Machado now first pitch swinging at this sweeper catches way too much of the plate, and the wheels are fully coming off now as Merrill scores from first as Machado slides into second base for the RBI double. Things get even tougher with Tatis at the plate, and he'll smack this curveball, which was actually located decently, into left for yet another hit. Probably time to go get him at this point, but with the lefty-on-lefty matchup, we'll let him hang in there. And that decision somewhat pays off as Pasquantino handles this one a little tough at first, but ends up with a 3-6-1 double play rally killer. Now, unfortunately, the run's going to count, but 2 outs is 2 outs at this point. With nobody on, we'll see if White can get us out of here. And yeah, that was a bad decision. Rosario has just owned him in this one. That's going to be hit number 3 for Eggy. Just trying to end a brutal day on some kind of a positive note. White's going to face Wade again, and finally, that will be an easy chopper to short and the end of a very disappointing MLB debut. Now, it's not all bad in this one. The offense would drop a 6th spot in the bottom of the 9th to tie the game at 7. 6 runs, capped off by a 2-run bomb by Agustin Ramirez to tie it. And then in the 11th, Ramirez would go big fly again to walk it off. What a game by our young catcher as we end up stealing this one in dramatic fashion. Overall, a disappointing debut from White. He got smacked around for 12 hits and 6 runs and only 5 innings pitched. That being said, I did see some flashes out of him, and he did end up with 5 strikeouts. If he irons out his command a bit more, I think he can end up settling nicely with the big league squad. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys in this one. The next episode will wrap up year number 2 and get us ready for the off season. But in the meantime, between time, hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'm gone. Deuces!